Today, our journey takes us to southern Germany, to a castle rising above forests and alpine foothills, where imagination, isolation, and ambition shaped one of Europe's most recognizable silhouettes. Before Neuschwanstein reveals its familiar towers and dramatic setting, it invites us to understand how fantasy and reality became deeply intertwined in this landscape. Neuschwanstein Castle sits in the Bavarian Alps, near the town of Füssen, surrounded by forests, lakes, and rolling mountains. From a distance, the castle appears almost unreal, positioned high on a rocky ridge, as if placed deliberately for viewing rather than living. It feels less like a medieval stronghold and more like a carefully composed idea brought into physical form. The story of Neuschwanstein begins in the 19th century with King Ludwig II of Bavaria. Often described as private, idealistic, and deeply influenced by art and mythology, Ludwig envisioned Neuschwanstein not as a defensive castle, but as a retreat from political life. At a time when Europe was modernizing rapidly, Ludwig looked backward, toward medieval legends, Germanic folklore, and the operas of Richard Wagner. Construction of the castle began in 1869, long after the age of true medieval castles had ended. Despite its appearance, Neuschwanstein was built using modern techniques hidden beneath romantic design. The exterior reflects a dream of the Middle Ages, while inside, technologies such as running water and heating systems quietly supported life within its walls. The castle was never meant to govern land or command armies. It existed to tell a story. Reaching Neuschwanstein today is relatively simple. The castle is accessible by train or car from Munich, followed by a short journey to Füssen and an ascent to the viewing paths. Germany lies within the Schengen area. Travelers from countries requiring a Schengen visa, including visitors from Turkey, must obtain a short-stay visa before arrival, while visa-exempt travelers may enter for limited periods. Entry conditions should always be confirmed in advance. Approaching the castle on foot heightens the experience. As the path climbs, views open gradually over the valley below. The castle reveals itself in stages, walls first, then towers, and finally the full silhouette against the sky. The nearby Marienbrücke, or Mary's Bridge, offers a perspective that frames Neuschwanstein between cliffs and forest, emphasizing its placement within the landscape. Inside, Neuschwanstein unfolds as a series of symbolic spaces rather than practical rooms. Murals depict scenes from German legends and romances. Ceilings, corridors, and chambers reference ideals of loyalty, purity, and heroic quest. The castle feels introspective, built less for gathering than for contemplation. Despite its grandeur, Neuschwanstein was never completed. King Ludwig II lived there for only a short time before his mysterious death in 1886. Shortly afterward, the castle was opened to the public, transforming a private vision into a shared cultural icon. What was once an escape from attention became one of Europe's most visited landmarks. Timing shapes the experience significantly. Late spring through early autumn offers clearer access and open paths, while winter reshapes the castle into an austere, quiet presence amid snow-covered terrain. Morning visits tend to feel calmer, allowing the setting to be absorbed before crowds gather. Neuschwanstein's influence extends far beyond Bavaria. Its image inspired generations of artists, filmmakers, and designers, becoming a reference point for imagined castles around the world. Yet standing before it, the structure feels less like imitation and more like a singular expression, deeply personal, shaped by one individual's interior vision rather than collective tradition. Neuschwanstein Castle is not a relic of medieval power, but a monument to imagination. It stands as a reminder that places are sometimes built not to reflect how the world is, but how someone once wished it could be. What remains is a structure suspended between dream and stone, enduring not through function, but through meaning. On global trails, we don't just explore places on the map, we explore the stories, the landscapes, and the atmosphere that give each destination its meaning. Join us as we continue discovering the world, one trail at a time. Global Trails, discovering the world, one trail at a time.